The promenade, the people walking, the people talking, facade.
Hi, my name is Dr. Disha and I am a public health master's graduate. Today I will be speaking about neoliberalism and its impact on drug laws. Neoliberalism is an economic political approach that favors privatization, deregulation, and individualism. Since the 1970s, a variety of neoliberal policies have been passed, but market deregulation has markedly increased since the late 1980s. Since this time, we have witnessed a great transformation of law and policy that seeks to reflect business interests over public interests. For example, the Sentencing Reform Act in the US. Sentencing reform not only exacerbated punitive responses to existing criminal activity, but extended the criminal control system involvement into new activities considered as disruptive. For example, aggressively pursuing private substance use and small ring distribution as criminal targets. Federal, state, and local funds were significantly increased to implement street-level anti-drug enforcement. The result of criminal law reformation was a substantial increase in the imprisonment of persons with low-level, that is, non-violent drug-related offences who were characterized as troublesome to the existing power structure. Even as crime rate dropped over the last 30 years in the US, the prison population skyrocketed due to the laws stemming from the Richard Nixon-initiated war on drugs. As Michelle Alexander explains in a highly acclaimed book, The New Jim Crow, the United States today uses an extensive and unprecedented form of imprisonment and policing as social control of its most marginalized communities. It is a unique culture of incarceration, using imprisonment as a tool of innocuously perpetuating racial division. So the question arises, who benefits from this? For one, the private prison industry. As documented in the ACLU's 2011 report, Banking on Bondage, Private Prison and Mass Incarceration, the private prison industry emerged during the 1980s and has grown exponentially in the subsequent 3 decades, housing many persons being held for non-violent drug-related offences. In 2013, a report called In the Public Interest exposed how private prison corporations use occupancy guarantees in their contracts, ranging from 80 to 100%, to ensure that profits and recidivism rates remain high. Another component of neoliberalism that helps to explain the proliferation of formalized control measures related to drug use is the cultural emphasis on individualism. The significance of individual responsibility in explaining drug use is often invoked to argue that punishment leniency results in the promotion of inadequate familial control, a criminal lifestyle, and welfare dependency. For instance, the Just Say No campaign, launched in 1986 and arguably responsible for significant increase in imprisonment, encouraged young persons to simply decline drugs offered to them, thus implicating drug consumption as an individual failure and effectively ignoring socio-cultural pressures and other contextual factors related to drug use. Therefore, drug wars and drug epidemics distract public attention away from systemic inequalities by scapegoating social problems onto discrete groups of people who manifest certain attributes, behaviors, or conditions. In short, accentuating individual responsibility means accentuating punitiveness and attenuating social assistance. What is missing from political and public accounts is a consideration to how macrostructural inequalities may promote drug use as a means of coping with strain, as well as discussions of instrumental efforts to equalize widespread distribution of resources. As such, existing hierarchies and dominant ideology are left unquestioned. If anything, governance is highlighted as necessary for public health and safety, thus financially benefiting various sectors of control apparatus, that is, the prison industrial complex.